Top.
What's up, y'all?
Top Hill episode.
Episode 10, bro. X.
What's going on with you guys? Welcome to another episode of Top Hill Podcast. I'm your host, E Money
Yes,
Boss.
sir. And I'm Chad Visionaire.
And if you guys don't know already, we talk about the hottest hip-hop albums, singles, what's going on in the culture. We got you guys locked in for the week.
We also talk about black businesses, of course.
Yeah, top black businesses of the week. We normally try to pick our own. But coming very soon, after this month, January 2020, we are going to start having actual businesses, entrepreneurs, artists, producers coming on the show. We've been getting a lot of love from our audience and everything like that, and trying to figure out how to be a part of this Top Hill movement. So if you guys are interested on being a part of the show, or if you want to promote your business or your music, definitely give us a DM.
I'm super excited for the guests that we're about to bring. I don't think they ready for this. Like,
y'all not.
I ain't trying to gas this, but we know a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So
We plugged in.
So like, shout out to the people that we already pretty much booked and got on the schedule. So
yeah, January is pretty much booked up, but stuff happens. Hit us up. We'll see if we can get you guys in January slot. If not January, definitely February. But that's Top Hill.
how was your week, man? Before we get into it,
It was good, man.
I always gotta ask you before we get started.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this week's been good, man. How about you?
It was good. I always have a good week.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's better to have a bad week. So
I was hanging with my cousin. She's a music fanatic too, so it was just vibing. And she got me back on my CHH. For those of you who don't know about CHH, that's Christian hip hop. And man, like, when she played in her car, I was just like, man, I missed out on a lot of good music. So it was cool to hang out with her. Shout out to my cousin. She know who she is.
So, this past week we also went through National Day of Mourning. Oh, my bad. Thanksgiving.
What? What are you talking about, dude?
National Day of Mourning for, that's what the Native Americans call it.
Okay.
Compared to, Thanksgiving.
Educate me, because I was not aware of that.
Yeah, so, basically, the traditional story that we heard Thanksgiving was, the Indians and the Pilgrims got together, had a big party, everything was cool.
Everybody should know about that. So.
Yeah, but we all know that didn't happen. The Europeans came over, they killed all the people on the land, and then they linked up with one person that could speak English and could speak the native tongue here as well. They got together, they signed a peace treaty, whatever. They had a little, party, whatever, and then they ended up killing them too. So,
I can tell this man's well educated. I mean, he wearing his shirt, Morgan State University graduate.
Shout out to the alma mater.
And G-Hall alumni.
Yeah, shout out to Morgan State University. Shout out to North Carolina A&T State University. Both of them have been in the news this week too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Shout out to Morgan State. They their marching band was a part of the Macy's Day Parade in New York. So shout out to Morgan State, first time performing at the Macy's Day Parade. And also shout out to North Carolina A&T because they were ranked HBCU's #1 college this year. So that's huge for both of them. I'm a proud alumni of both of those schools. So shout out to you guys. Love you guys as usual. So
I feel like A&T is my school too.
Yeah.
All them homecomings I went with.
Yeah, I had to tag him along, man. I had to get him a part of this whole G-Ho experience, man.
They treat me like family, man. I appreciate y'all out there.
Yeah, it's nothing like
it. It's funny because when I was there for the last homecoming, I didn't go this year. We both didn't go. But last year, I just blurted out. I was like, dang, I want to go to school here. Everybody, it was like 5 people. Oh, you want to go to school here? Yeah, somebody started this, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all love, though.
Yeah, it's definitely all love down there. Definitely. So, It's the vision there. In light of Thanksgiving, basically how we look at Thanksgiving now is time to spend with our families and our friends, and to reflect back on what we're thankful for. I mean, Abraham Lincoln was the one who coined Thanksgiving the national holiday. But anyway, he actually started it when the Civil War ended. He wanted to try to find a way to get people, together and stuff like that. But anyway. How was your Thanksgiving? What did you end up doing?
It's one of my favorite holidays.
Yeah.
I grew up with a big family, so when I went back to my hometown. I'm originally from York, Pennsylvania. If y'all don't know where that is, that's like pretty much 2 or 3 hours from Philly. It's really close to Baltimore, only 30 minutes from Baltimore, but small city. I went to my aunt's. I went to 4 different houses. That's what I do every year. Like, I'm not staying at one house, and I get 1 plate at each house, maybe more depending on how good the food is. But this year, like when I was talking to you on the phone, I was just like, man, everybody was running out of food at each house I was going to, so I was kind of disappointed this year, but with the food. But other than that, being around family, it's always a great feeling. Like, laugh. Sharing stories, like that's what it's all about. So
exactly.
Shout out to my family.
Yeah. Same thing for me. I spent time with the family. We actually went up to Deep Creek, Maryland, which is like a little vacation spot.
That's
about
lit.
3 hours away from the city. But you're in the mountains and the elements and stuff like that. So it's cool to just get away from everything, get a breath of fresh air, look at some mountains and some lakes and some bears and shit. Yeah, my girl actually almost hit a bear on the way there.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
Black bear ran right in front of the car. I was like, damn, we used to hit a deer. They got whole bears out there.
Right.
But it was.
If I see the bear, oh my god, bro, my heart would drop. I ain't never seen a bear a day in my life.
Yeah, I mean, besides the zoo, but
they
be out there. All right, man. So I'm gonna ask you 3 quick questions. You know what I mean, and you can return me back with these questions.
Cool.
Figured we could do something a little different. Since it was a holiday. I had a lot of days off, so I didn't know what to do with myself. All right, we're gonna ask you what is your top dishes during Thanksgiving. So wait. Before we all blatantly just jump out and say. We're going to start by each category, okay? So what is your top dessert during Thanksgiving? Like, what's one dessert that's got to be on your plate?
Banana pudding.
Banana pudding?
Yeah. You said 3?
No, just one.
Oh, just one. Okay. Top? Yeah, definitely banana pudding.
Banana pudding, dang, that's crazy. I definitely get banana pudding sometimes, but like not during Thanksgiving. Like, I don't think we normally make it during Thanksgiving. That's dope though.
What about you?
I think I'm gonna have to go with the sweet potato pie, man.
Okay.
It's like a tie between sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie. I love them both. You know what I mean?
Pumpkin pie. That's even better.
Then you just throw a little scoop of ice cream on there. You know what I mean?
I didn't get that this year.
Yeah.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, my mom, she made a pumpkin cheesecake, pumpkin pie. You got the yams and shit. So yeah,
He's about to go in.
Oh man, it's been a hell of a week. I gotta, yeah. What is your top side for Thanksgiving?
I'm sorry, like the reason why we laughing because Imani knows me, bro. Like anybody that's watching me that knows me knows all butts what I'm about to say. But definitely mac and cheese, one of my all-time favorite food. There's nothing touching it. Like, come on, man. That's it.
Yeah,
case closed.
If you don't bring the right mac and cheese, you get fired. I seen this one video that went viral over the weekend.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, somebody's auntie was upset, or whoever made the mac and cheese. They were like, "We gave you the recipe. You decided to go and do your own shit. So now you doing all the dishes by your damn self." So they made her do all the dishes by herself for making some whack mac and cheese. They were pissed.
Nah, I seen a viral video of white people making mac and cheese. That was the funniest thing.
They put raisins in it?
They did the most, bro. They was like, yeah, we gonna try something different. And that joint was just like, and then they had a black commentary. He was like, "Oh my Jesus, what's going on?" So that joint was too funny, bro.
Oh man, that's crazy. So, I'm assuming we're just gonna final answer is mac and cheese for you.
Oh yeah, but I had to have it with combination with yams. Oh my god, when the mac and the yams touch, when they unite, like oh my god, that's like a superpower.
Yeah, chance into that shit. Okay, yes. I'm gonna go with my favorite side is gonna be stuffing. It's something about a good stuffing, bro. Bro, stuffing be lit, bro. You got that joke.
First person I heard that said they like stuffing.
Me and my brother, we tear some stuffing up there.
Your brother too?
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Y'all the first people that I know that say stuffing. Right?
Stuffing and shit.
I might have to have who cooks good stuffing in your family?
My family, like
everybody.
Pretty much. I mean, my mom, she throws down all the time. Uncle be throwing.
I might have to have theirs because I mean I like stuffing, but it's definitely last.
It's so good. We do it for Thanksgiving and Christmas, so you'll get it again on Christmas.
Okay.
I'll save you.
I'm gonna text you. Yeah, I'm gonna text you.
I'll save you a plate.
Appreciate that.
Top entree. Top main course. I guess like the meats.
Oh, okay. That's a tough one. No homo. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say it.
Go ahead and say it now, Chad.
Nah, I ain't gonna say it like that. I was about to say, yeah, I love meat.
You heard it here first, folks.
Nah, I ain't no homo. I'm gonna go with ham. Okay. I love a good ham. A good salty ham.
Yeah, okay.
They gotta be salty. Yeah, nah, I don't want it.
Okay. I'm gonna go with brisket.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Man, my uncle can.
That's a good one.
Turn a brisket out, man. We go ahead and marinate that joint overnight. You know what I mean? Put that joint in the smoker the day before. Just let that joint.
You're making me hungry right now. I ain't even eat either.
No bullshit. Okay, we can just move on from that.
Yeah, like growling and shit.
Let's get into today's show.
Okay.
Top albums this week. This week we've been pretty busy. This has been a busy hip hop week, and I mean we just gonna cover 3 albums, but shit, there's really a 4th one that we should talk about too. But
there's really only 2 we should talk about.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
we gonna get the 3rd one. It's Lil Shine or whatever. But I know we on the same.
I know we definitely on the same thing. All right, church on Sunday. We're not talking about Kanye.
We definitely ain't talking about no Kanye.
This is not Sunday service.
This is I don't know, with the church in the streets or something. Yeah. That's what I got out of it.
This is the I don't even know what you call this one, but Black Youngster. His album is called Church on Sunday.
He a funny nigga. He's funny. Like, if you follow him on Instagram and stuff, he always making funny ass videos.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's funny, dude.
What'd you think of it, Chad?
Well, I gotta go first. Let me say this, Black Youngster, you make hits, bro. Like, and you like to have fun. That's what I appreciate about people like him. He likes to have fun when he's doing this music thing, so... Yeah, always have fun, live your life, live your best life. As far as projects, I probably won't look forward to another album ever. But from Black Youngster. That's how bad, I don't want to say it was bad, because there was some here and there when I was listening to it. Mm-hmm. But some people are just not made to make a whole project. Yeah, and I feel like Black Youngster is one of them. And I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching or listening to this can agree. If you don't agree, please point me to an album or mixtape that Black Youngster made that was really good. I can't think of one. Another thing is I don't remember no song on this joint, so I really don't have much to say about it. I love to see black men win, so keep winning, black man. Keep making hits. You're good at making hits.
You tried.
Yeah, but projects. This is a podcast where we talk about albums and projects. So this wasn't it, bruh. We not feeling it, and I give this joint like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I can't be mad at that. Basically, this is what happened. You chose the wrong week to drop an album.
Yeah, he really did.
This was not the time. Somebody should have did a little bit better research in your camp and be like, hey, two niggas is coming out. You might want to be careful about. You know what I mean?
You know what he was probably thinking though, because the other two that were about to mention, they're in a different like lane. He more like trap.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I get that, but I don't know where the Black Youngster really ranked between the other mumble rappers out here.
Well, he's in like the street nigga category, street trap, like T.I. and Young Jeezy. Yeah,
find some other names.
He not a mumble rapper.
He should not be on the same list. I can't hear you.
He not
T.I., Jeezy, Rick Ross, Black Youngster. No,
he not in that top tier, but he's
in Yo Gotti up there, you know. But
like Yo Gotti, and no, he's definitely underneath him too.
Yeah, of course. He down there.
I'm trying to think of who's street and they're just good for making hits. That's it. I can't think of nobody right now. No, chill, bro. I don't know, man.
Block Boy JB.
Okay, we can put them in the same category.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
he's not mumble rapping, like he's actually rapping.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I pull up the track list, I'm not gonna shame him too much. I did like the song Church on Sunday with T.I. T.I. killed it. I think if you had T.I. on there, I want you to be careful for this song.
Yeah, I definitely did pay attention to T.I.'s verse there. I was like, okay, where the fuck did he get T.I. from?
Yeah, he killed it. And then I like a Pro featuring the Baby. That one stood out to me too. It was a fun record. Other than that, I ain't really like it too much. Anything that stood out to you, man?
No, not a damn thing. This album did nothing for me at all, bro. Like, I tried. I was really forcing myself to listen, but all I could think about was the other two albums that came out that weekend. I was like, all right.
This was the first thing I listened to.
That was smart.
Yeah.
That was a smart thing to do. This was not the first thing I listened to.
So I got through it, and I listened because I was working. I was training somebody.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gotta do my homework. I was like, can I listen? She's like, she don't care. She's like, I don't care. So we listened to it. We both agreed. We was like, yeah, this is not good.
All right, moving on. The Fabolous.
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 We going into him first? Okay. We can do that.
I mean, you know. Fabolous. Summertime Shootout 3. The coldest summer ever?
Number 3.
I'll just start it off. I like where Fabolous is at, man. This is some good music. This is good, genuine hip hop music. It's good to hear somebody like Fabolous come back out because he's one of those people that I felt like his music is really true to himself. He never really like flipped to like overcompensate or try to be somebody that he's
on
not.
The same page.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he's like, this is what I'm good at doing. I give you bars, I give you, some fun shit. Mm-hmm. And he executes it very well. He has a lot of standalone tracks on here. I mess with the Bombs track. I mess with the Talk to Me Nicely joint with Meek. The Cap joint with Lil Durk is hard. He has 2 features with Boogie, right? With a hoodie.
I think so.
I know the Boogie with a Hoodie song is definitely fire. I've only listened to this album once, but I'm definitely going to listen to it again.
You gotta do it again.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to listen to it again. I understood when I listened to it. I was like, I gotta really sit down and really give this my time.
Right.
Because this is definitely one of the best projects this year.
Okay. This is a 16-track album. I'm assuming it's an album at first because it was labeled mixtapes.
Okay.
So I guess he's making it like an album.
To me, anything that comes out on like Apple and Spotify stuff like that,
album,
it's an album because they got everything cleared. You have to clear your music in order for it to be on Apple.
Right.
So
it's hard for me to. I guess it's our generation. It's hard for me to, because I'm so used to separating the two.
Yeah.
But I guess we're in a new generation now.
Right.
But yeah, this is a 16 track project.
It's a mixtape album. I'm gonna just say that it's a mixtape album.
Yeah, it really.
It's Section 80.
I want to say it gave me an album vibe, but then again, gave me that mixtape vibe. Like.
Yeah.
But I loved it, man. To piggyback off of what you were saying, I felt like Fab never switch up. Like he's always true to himself, and I just love people like that know their lane. Cause you can't. He knows that he's not somebody like Kanye or Tyler the Creator to where he could come up with something new. Like he knows he's a true MC, a true street rapper. Like, and I just love it. And another thing is, I feel like he progressed. And to go back to Dave East album, because I feel like that's worth comparing. This is the difference between, I feel like it's the difference between Fab and Dave East. Fab actually, I feel like I said, progressed more. With Dave East, it just seemed like I'm getting the same thing, pretty much. I don't know if that makes sense, but when I listen to Fab, like, he added his own flavor, his old flavor to it, but some new flavor to it as well, especially with the features. The features on here, he got a little dirt.
I think the features really helped him on this.
Right.
It kind of helped him close the gap.
Right.
And, you know, when he had an interview with Sway in the Morning, and when they were talking about, he gets advice from his son. You know what I mean? His son is a young and he's like 11 years old.
And he's smart for doing that.
He's smart, yeah, because he paid attention. He was like, yo, like, they're part of a culture too. They're part of hip-hop too. Right. What they listen to, what they like matters. So, you know what I mean? So what I could do is try to bridge that gap. You know what I mean? So I think it's genius, man. I think the features on here fit this mixtape album very well. It sounds great. It's definitely deserves more than one listen. Definitely.
And another thing is, I feel like he got some hits on here as well that could be played on radio in the club, wherever you want to listen to. And I'm just happy for him. Like, I love to see, especially at his age. I think Fab is around the same age as Hov, Jay-Z.
Yeah, he's kind of old.
Yeah, he's old. People forget that. He look young.
He look young as shit.
He's old.
Yeah.
So for him to implement, like you said, the newer artists, that speaks volumes. That says, like, man, I'm accepting the newer and still implementing my own thing.
He's not a hating ass nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He pays respect and homage and opens the newer artists that come in.
And he's schooling y'all niggas. Like, don't get it twisted. Fab got bars for days, bro. Like, punchlines, metaphors. Like, he's definitely been killing mixtape wise. Like, if you go further up north, people got Fab in their top 5.
Oh yeah,
up north, like they will defend Fab to the core, bro. So I enjoyed it. I'm gonna list my favorite ones.
Him and Jadakiss too. When they did that album,
that joint was so tough. Like,
I'm about to go back and listen to that joint.
Yeah, it sucks. I'll say it sucks because I feel like the younger generation won't even appreciate that. Like, of course, people us and older, they like this is a dream come true, but y'all are like, who cares? But y'all should care. If any young person that's listening right now, please go back, like, the Fab. Like, listen to this first, because I feel like young people's going to like this. And then go back to and listen to his old stuff. Well, let me say my favorites. Cat. That's my number one favorite.
Cat
with feature a Lil Durk. That's a banger, bro.
That was definitely hard.
I like Options featuring Gucci Mane, 2 Chainz, and what's his name? PNB Rock. And then I like Time with Rodney Ricch. And I like the record track 15, Us vs. the World, featuring Tiana Taylor and Chris Brown. That was pretty smooth. But yeah, I liked all of it. This is something I could listen to in my car. Yeah, it's dope. I don't know what I would rate it yet. I have to do the other album first.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those.
This is tough.
Yeah, it's a tough one because depending on how my second listen or third listen might be, it's going to determine really what this rating is. Because you know how you listen to some things and it's kind of hyped up. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, this shit is the best shit smoking. And then, you know, it kind of gets diluted. And stuff like. Or you might listen to it and be like, I'm not really sure. And then listen to it, and then it builds on you.
Another thing is when I first listened to it, my mind sometimes drift. Like I ain't able to listen to it.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. That's why I always encourage people like listen to it again, and then another again. And if you don't like it the third time, then you don't like it. But if you like it the third time, then
I try to treat albums like movies. You know what I mean? Like if especially with an artist that I care about or an album that I hear is that good, I'll be like, okay, I want to go sit down in a space and just focus on what I'm listening to right now. Just zone out. You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of people don't do that.
They don't. They don't because they don't feel like they have the time to. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like most of the music is like elevator music, just playing in the background while you're doing something else. You know what I mean? But I try to like dig into some albums every now and then, just because I feel like they're great teaching tools, and there's a lot of real good gems in a lot of albums and stuff like that we listen to that could help us, stride in our life and stuff like that. So, the next album,
The Game. Another legend.
Born to Rap.
Yes.
And this nigga was born to rap. Okay, like let's start off with the album cover. I think this album cover is really really dope. If you guys haven't seen it, it's The Game in the studio, and you have a bunch of pregnant women all around the studio. He's sitting in the background, look like he's writing his rhymes, and then you got what you look like the beat, like the engineer, the producer, the mixer, your writers or whoever's in the studio, but in their pregnant mother's form. So it's like they're born to rap. They're born to be a part of this.
I'm glad I didn't catch that. Okay, yeah, explain it to me. Because I honestly, when I looked at it, I was like, I don't get it.
Right, but
that makes sense.
So when I see the Born to Rap, and then I see all these women here who are obviously they're pregnant, they're all showing their pregnant, bellies and stuff like that. They're pretty much saying everybody in there is born to do what they're doing. You know what I mean? And he's right here, like you said, Born to Rap. So I love this album. I know you album.
I already knew you was gonna like it.
Like this shit. This has been a good week. We had I guess you could consider one of the OGs, Fab, on the East Coast. You had another OG, The Game, on the West Coast, giving you just that good.
Which is so dope, right? Because you get two different sounds, right? Way two different sounds.
Two different, completely different sounds. And the crazy thing is, they got a lot of the same features, too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't repeat. You got Chris Brown on both of them.
I ain't recognize that. That's a good point.
Yeah, Chris Brown. You got Tory Lanez.
Everybody's in Ty.
Ty Dolla $ign is just a glove to everybody's music. But the Game really delivered. Ed Sheeran. He had Ed Sheeran featured on 2 songs on this.
That was a great start. Like I was all in when he started singing. I was like, yeah, this is it.
This album right here. This is a movie. Now this album is a little bit more lengthy than I would normally like.
Yeah, that track's like 25 tracks.
25 songs. It's an hour and a half long. You know what I mean? Compared to Fabolous, which is like an hour and 10 minutes.
Bro, I had to take breaks.
I did too. But one thing I figured out about this album is this is 2 albums. I love it when I listen to the music right here.
Like, got it.
These are 2 albums in one.
It is.
And if I'm not mistaken, the new album, like you got the first one that starts off with Ed Sheeran, City of Sins.
Yeah, where do you think it stopped? Because I know where I would want it to stop.
I know exactly where I wanted to stop. So the feature with Nipsey.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Yeah, what is it? Welcome Home. Yeah, track 12, Welcome Home with Nipsey. And this is how I know he did it. Look at track 11, Born to Rap.
Oh yeah.
That's the closing to Born to Rap album.
That's tough.
Then the next album starts off Welcome Home, featuring Nipsey.
Okay, that's a good one, but I feel like it could have ended at 14 too, because on that song he was honoring it.
He was, so that makes sense that it fits to the first song because you're on this album. You know what I mean?
So you're saying it's starting?
It starts here, track 12, Welcome Home, with the Nipsey feature. Then you go in here, then you come right back with I Don't Want to Write This Song.
Makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
This 2 albums, which should have been side A, side B, should have did the same thing with Scorpion like Drake did. But I honestly, I like the second half of the album way more than I like the first half of the album.
Oh, I like the first half better.
I guarantee you probably got lost somewhere because when the Nipsey Hussle joint comes in, he did this on two. Okay, the Game did this on 2 songs with 2 features, and I don't know what to call this, but I'm gonna call it the Inception effect. Okay, so why I call it that is because on the song "Welcome Home" featuring Nipsey, and the other song "The Code" featuring 21 Savage, he had 2 dope features. You know, Nipsey on one and 21 on the other one. They were rapping.
Mm-hmm.
They had the hook too. You know, they had the hook and the bridge and everything like that. They were rap. Then Nipsey Hussle would kind of go into another song. It's like a song within a song.
Yeah.
Rap and doing thing, and then it comes right back up to the next song.
That was so good.
I thought that was so dope. And then I may not be the biggest 21 Savage fan, but I respect 21 Savage. I really do respect him as a person and an artist for what he's doing. Mm-hmm. But this song right here is my favorite 21 Savage song.
Okay.
Right now. Yeah, the Code was so fucking good. It was so good. And just when you thought that they give you that, that newer sound of hip hop where it kind of sounds like you're just repeating the same thing or whatever, and then it just gets broken down to a whole nother song and it goes crazy. His verse is hard, everything sounds good, and then he comes and bring it right back. I'm just like, yo, that was a dream within a dream, and he just woke up and came back. That I'm gonna call that the Inception effect.
It's funny that you said that because that's what I appreciate about 21 Savage. Like when he does it, it's so effortless.
It is effortless.
And his voice just sticks out. So like it was. I definitely agree. That was an amazing record.
There's so many on here. I mean, I can't pick one.
What's your favorite?
My favorites, I'm gonna have to go with The Code with 21. I'm gonna have to go with Welcome Home with Nipsey. There's a lot of other ones. I like another one. Hold up. Don't let me skip this one. I think it's Hug the Block is the name of it.
Yeah, let's see.
Hug the Block, Mo.
Yeah,
that song was real.
Real, yeah.
That is a real.
He had a lot of real songs on there.
He did.
It made you think. It was like, damn.
He really opened up on this one though, like. Yeah.
I thought that was D Smoke on there. Okay.
Yeah, yep. He had D Smoke on there too.
On that one. Okay.
The Game doesn't get the respect that he really is due. This nigga has diamond songs. This man has outsold a lot of people, like record wise. And he's been very active in the game for a long time.
That's crazy that you said that because he kept mentioning the album. He was pretty much like sending a reminder, like, niggas, I've been on top for a long time, and why y'all not mentioning me? Yeah. And now I'm starting to question myself. Why
don't we mention the Game when we talk about the top rappers of all time? Why don't we?
Yeah, that's...
Because honestly, he gets so swept on the rug so much, and I'm like, bro, do we not forget this nigga did bring up Nipsey? This nigga brought up Kendrick. You know what I mean? This nigga, like, he was the one representing the West Coast while the West Coast was dying.
And when he came out, niggas said he was the one. Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, all
Eminem,
of them. Yeah, they was putting on for him hard. Like even Ho said, he said in the song, Ho said, that's the one.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. The only thing I can think of is his albums are feature strong.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think people will be like, can he carry an album by itself?
But I don't think he needs to. I think his whole name is The Game. Right. You know what I mean? So like, just off the title of his rap name, The Game, I don't think he gives a fuck if he does an album by himself compared to it having 20 features on it. I like the fact that he does have features. I feel that takes a certain talent to know what kind of artist belongs to certain tracks.
It shows that he has a really good ear of who to put on the track, and he orchestrates it very well. Like,
he's like a DJ.
I can't name a bad Game album. Like, I really can't.
Come on now. Jesus Peace, the documentary, like I can't. LAX, all of those are classics to me.
Y'all watching, comment, like, is there a bad Game album? Like, come on.
There's not. There's not. Like,
I can't think of one.
And he's always been in tune with the game and what's going on currently. Like, having Kanye, features, having Chris Brown, having Kendrick.
I think this might be the first time he didn't have a Kanye. Like Kanye wasn't involved at least on one track. If you think about it, because they were really good friends.
They were. Yeah, he said, "You ever disrespect Kanye or Kim, I'm smack you for that, nigga." Like, he's about that shit too. He's certified.
I don't think they're cool no more though.
I think the whole political thing with Trump made it kind of separated.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, a lot of people, didn't want to deal with Kanye as this past couple of years, transpired. So, but the game, he's controversial. You know what I mean? He's a controversial kind of artist.
His verses is very controversial.
He
Wait
said,
till y'all hear these verses. Y'all haven't listened to it.
He said one line. I was like, ooh. Did he really say that?
He dissed some people too.
He did.
He got disrespectful.
I want to know what Offset thinks about this. Or what Nicki's husband thinks about this too.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
He had a line in there. He was like pretty much like getting Felicia for both Nicki and Cardi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like playing with niggas.
Like, they're married, nigga. Jesus
he don't
Christ.
care. That's why I
He been trying to get with Nicki though. He been talking about getting Nicki.
That's why I kind of mess with Game, because he like, I don't give
a
fuck, nigga. Like, I'm the game. Like, I get any joint I want. That's how he carry himself.
That's just, I mean,
he disrespect. That's always he always been like that. Like, the nigga was with 50, bro. I swear, like 50 was like. Damn.
That's why they fuck with each other. They don't love it, dog. All right.
I love it.
Go ahead, bro.
I want to point out Don Kennedy.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a Don Kennedy fan. I was never really hit till. Honestly, I didn't get hit till last year. Shout out to my boy Ant. He's a big Don Kennedy fan. Mm-hmm. And he told me listen to this project and this. I can't remember the names. I'm not even going to throw the name out there. But when I listened to him, I was like, this guy, he's a special talent. He's in his own lane. Like, again, like I mentioned before, I just love people that are themselves.
Yeah.
And I like how simplistic he is with his rhymes. And it's very, if you think about when he rhymes, he can actually rap and it's so laid back and chill. You thinking like, I feel like people that don't like Don Kennedy, they really don't get it. They be like, he doesn't really say much. But he really says a lot. He just says it, I don't even know how to explain it. It could be one word that explains a whole lot pretty much.
Yeah.
And he's really good at that. And then his voice, I love how he just used them as, for the hook. His voice for the hook was just perfect for the song. It really stood out. Really gave you that LA vibe. I love the whole LA vibe. I feel like you got LA vibe on each song pretty much. Like you had that Cali vibe. So this was amazing, bro.
So
like, I was stumbling my way. Okay, another one to go back to the Nipsey track. Yeah. Did that track give you chills when you listened to that track?
Yeah, bro, it did.
Like
it did. Man. It did.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, don't get me wrong, rest in peace to the legend, and I respect him, one of my favorite albums that he did, Victory Lap, but, I honestly think this was gonna be one of those throwaway type joints that wasn't gonna be that good, but that joint, that's probably one of the best Nipsey verses I ever heard, bro. Like, he really went in on this joint.
Yeah, he did.
And y'all Nipsey fans, y'all definitely gotta listen to it.
Y'all definitely love this shit.
I killed that, bro.
I will say this is honestly probably the best Nipsey tribute as well too.
Yeah, definitely. I get that. Definitely give it to it.
This is definitely the best. I mean, Nipsey tribute and definitely one of the best Nipsey verses I ever heard.
Yeah, he did it. Game did it the right way. Much respect. And I'm gonna be honest. When I listened to the other one, I didn't want to write this song featuring Marsha and bro. Like, that joint almost made me cry. That joint was so real. It really came from a pure heart. So we really miss him. Like, it really made me miss him. Like, bro, like, I know I don't know this man, but you feel like you know this guy. Like, there's so much he has impacted. And I want to jump right into top shit because there's this guy. I never knew who he was. His name was Whack 100. Am I correct? Apparently, he's the manager of the game, and I believe the Blueface. He said Nipsey Hussle is not a legend. and I want to address this. If he's ever going to watch this podcast, bruh, like, I get what you're saying. I feel like I get what he's saying a little bit.
Explain to them what he was saying.
So basically, I feel like what he was saying was musically, like, he's not a legend. He was like, think about it. If he was alive and he would put out more music, do you think he would have really been so-called a legend? It's because he died and they gave him all this accolade. But my thing is this, when I think about somebody like Tupac, it's both playing fields, like, outside of rap music. You gotta think, that plays a big part of rap music. It's not just about music, it's outside of the music as well.
Who you are, the artist.
And musically, Victory Lap, man, when he was alive, that joint was being played a lot. Like, he was gaining a lot of new fans. So I disagree with him because I think Victory Lap was on his way to legendary status.
Yeah.
Now I do agree that, don't get me wrong, I love those projects, but coming from somebody who's not a Nipsey fan, doesn't really like the LA vibe, I feel like they've been like, this is not a legend, like, we don't really bang with that, but everybody loved Victory Lap.
Yeah.
North, South, East, West, they all over, they loved that album. So
I mean, it even got him nominated for a Grammy. You know,
it was that great.
It was that fucking great. Yeah, whoever that man is, 100 Wacko,
100 Wacko,
100 Bama ass nigga.
Everybody go bang with him. Cause I texted him like, I was like, bro, this nigga said Nip's not a legend. And he was like, who the heck is?
Who the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
And I was so confused because the Gaines showed so much love on the album for Nip, and then your manager
probably grabbed this nigga by the back.
Yeah,
like, come here, nigga.
They probably beat that nigga low key. But yeah, I understand that. That's kind of interesting. It makes me think maybe that was a publicity stunt as well, because somebody album about to come out or something, and he trying to promote it. Something he trying to do.
I don't know.
That might be a reason.
Obviously, a couple of people did respond to this. Meek Mill responded.
They did?
Yeah, Meek Mill responded. T.I. responded. T.I. funny as shit. T.I. went to the dictionary and looked up the definition of legend. He's like, if this doesn't exuberate Nipsey Hussle right here.
That's not like good. But, smack like him.
But yeah, bro, like, a legend is somebody that truly can leave an impact on the people, in my opinion. And what Nipsey Hussle was able to do, whether you knew him before his passing or not, is legendary. Like, I don't care if you became a Nipsey Hussle after he died and you went back and looked at his legacy, you listened to his music, you looked at what he was about, how he was living his life. It's okay to respect him late. It's okay. It's okay for that. Right. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. It's, you know, you could be somebody from Florida, never heard of Nipsey Hussle before. That's fine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But for the people who also listened to him before he was getting all this critically acclaimed, because I've been telling niggas about Nipsey. I've been telling people about Victory Lap. I like West Coast music. So I knew about the Slauson mixtape. I knew about Crenshaw. I knew about him selling his fucking mixtape for thousands of dollars and Jay-Z buying 10 of them. I knew about all this. I was like, bro, this nigga bold as shit. But this somebody that believed in himself, and he was well respected in his community, by his peers. He came out, made an amazing ass album, and one thing that I really respect the most about Nipsey, two things. One was the fact that he was starting to get critically acclaimed, and he decided to go back to the same block, the same, you know, shopping center that he grew up on, that he used to sell dope at. Go there, buy that whole shopping center. Right. You know what I mean? Like, just setting an example of people letting you know, yo, I grew up on a block doing what you were doing too, but look, this is what I'm doing now. I was able to now own this shit. He was giving people jobs that were living in the community and stuff like that, like giving people chances. So
basically, to sum it all up, he promoted black wealth.
Yes.
That's what's needed right now in our culture. Like, it's unheard of.
Economic inclusion.
Yeah.
And he was around the right people talking the right good stuff. Then he started talking about the Dr. Sebi stuff. He was like, okay, not only we going to empower ourselves in wealth, but also in health. And that's what, like, hold up, nigga, we got to stop. You know what I mean? But looking at Nipsey Hussle's life, he's an inspiration. He is a legend.
The Good Die Young, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Like I said, that song hit me hard because it's like, bro, he could have done so much more.
Yeah.
But it was a reason. I feel like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And
ever since that, more and more people have looked into Dr. Sebi and his teaching.
right.
More and more people started looking at black and economic inclusion. So you got people getting healthier, you got people getting wealthier. So because he passed, it kind of spiked though. It's unfortunate it took that tragic event for that to happen, but honestly, this is probably what he's cool for. I mean, he even said in an interview himself, he's like, hey, if they kill me, make sure y'all ride for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that hit me hard, bro. That hit me so hard. Yeah. I'm getting chills right now. Rest in peace to the legend, y'all.
R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle, the legend. So let's bring it back, man. We have to decide our top albums this week.
This is hard.
Okay, first of all, Black Youngster, Church on Sunday.
Okay, that's definitely out the way.
Get out of here. Okay. Fabolous, Summertime Shootout 3.
Okay.
Or The Game, Born to Rap. Who do you got?
I feel like I'm going to be mad either way which one I choose. And I feel like Game has an unfair advantage just because he did that one song alone, that tribute to Nip was like...
There's other people that had music with Nip, you know.
I'm just saying, like, oh man, I don't know, bro. Can I do 2?
No, you can't. It's top. It's the only one to be on top.
You know what? I'm gonna have to listen to both of them again, but today I'm gonna give it to The Game, Born to Rap. But Fab, you right there, man. Yeah. I don't care. Like, do I want to switch now? Because Fab, I listen each track, man. At least with The Game, this joint was super long, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I gave it a listen twice. The first time I couldn't get through it. Second time I got through it, and that's probably why I didn't like the second part, because it was just so much music. But I'm gonna give it a Fab because I feel like E-Money's gonna give it the Game. So I want to give credit to Fab. I think he deserves it. Like, he progressed. I love progression when it comes to artists, and like I said, like I mentioned before, I compare him to Dave East because he's an East Coast rapper and he bars and lyrics. But with Dave East, I felt like with his album, you always get the same Dave East each time. With Fab, you could tell he progressed. He implemented something new. He brought something new to the table. So, and each song was great. He got hit records on there. I think there's some songs on there that's definitely gonna be played in the club and stuff. So, I give it a Fab.
Okay. First of all, Chad don't gotta know me like this.
I already knows, man.
Let me just start off by saying this has been a great week in hip hop. We have got 2 OGs, one from the East Coast, one from the West Coast, giving us good, solid hip hop music that we desperately needed this year. I mean, this year was looking so bad, but it looks like we might be getting saved by this last month. You know, especially with some hints of maybe some other people that might be dropping. So
yeah, you know what's coming up?
Who?
Ronnie Rich, Friday. I'm excited that. Oh, I'm getting too ahead of myself.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's potentially supposed to come out by the end of this year. So it's good to hear 2 dope, heavy hitter hip hop legends in the making.
The veterans.
The vets coming out be like, nah, we're not about to just roll out, with this weak ass year. You know what I mean? They both came out strong. And I bet they probably hit each other on the phone and be like, you got it? You got it? I got the West, you got the East? I bet. Okay. Fabolous album was dope. But I feel like it kind of was stale for me a little bit. I'm going to give it another listen and I'm going to figure out what's going on with it. But in terms of impact and what really resonated to me more was the Game's album, Born to Rap. I love this album from the moment that I pressed play. And then as soon as I realized that this is 2 albums, in my opinion, I was like, I woke up even more after hearing the second half of it. You know what I mean? The first half was good, but then when the second half came on, I was like, oh, you got my full attention now. And I'm normally the person that I don't want to go past. I don't want to do 25 songs. I don't want to go past an hour of listening to an album. But
That's a lot of songs.
it's a lot of music. But this is what we used to do. This is how hip hop albums used to sound like.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
True.
So like we used to have these hour and a half.
That's when niggas
albums.
was patient.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas ain't patient.
Yeah, I mean,
no offense to the new generation.
This is the microwave generation.
Short attention span for sure.
We want instant gratification really quick. You know what I mean?
Man.
We got a lot of information coming to us at lightning speed. But back then, when you had a CD player, you had that iPod shuffle, you know what I mean? You was good, with, not seeing the screen with your artist name on it. You just press the play and shuffle button.
All right.
But top hill for E-Money Boss this week. I'm giving it to the game.
Can't be mad at that.
And I can't be mad at yours either. I think those are two solid picks.
Great car music.
Yeah, definitely both great car music. Like I really hope, like, it's hard for me to digest both of these at the same time. Like, I really wish these came out two separate ways.
No, I'm glad it came out at the same time. Because, like you said, East Coast and West Coast, like, that's what we need in the game.
It is definitely what we need, but I'm biased, bro. Like, I love West Coast music so much. Like, I don't know what...
You like that sound, really?
Yeah, I do. And I'm probably going to listen to the game a third time before I give Fabolous a second listen. You know what I mean?
And I grew up East Coast, so I might be a little bit biased too. So, but I love LA. No, I'm not biased because I love LA music.